India Councils Act of 1861. So after the first one is India Act of 1858. After India Act or Indian Act of 1858, next one is about the India Councils Act of 1861. Then what was the reason for the implementation of India Councils Act of 1861? So after 1857, that is after 1857, 1858 Act was passed. Next, very important, that Act was passed, that was called as Indian Councils Act of 1861. So here the main reason was Indians were allowed to participate in the process of creating laws. Before 1861, Indians were not given chance or the chance to involve in creating laws. For the first time, Indians were given chance to, that is, participate in creating laws. That is, rules and regulations were created by British in India. But now Indians were also got chance to create laws in India. That's why this act was implemented by British government. So here to understand why the British government gave chance to Indians to participate in the creation of laws. The main reason was in order to understand the aspirations of Indians. Representation, that's why representation was given to Indians. In order to know in order to understand the aspirations or intentions or the ambitions of Indians or the demands of Indians. That's why the representation of Indians was given in the law system. That's why Indians were included in the making rules or the laws in the department or the committee of law or the creation of law. That's why here to understand why these Indians got chance the participation for the creation of laws, because to understand the aspirations of the Indians. Indians only know the problems of Indians, their demands. That's why their representation was very important before creating laws. That's why representation was given to Indians. So here that was the main intention. That's why this system was called as policy of assertion. Policy of assertion means to understand India had given the representation in creating laws, that is to understand the aspiration of Indians, ambition of Indians or the intention or the aim of Indians. That's why here the chance was given to Indians in creating laws. That system was called as the policy of assertion. The policy of assertion, that is India gave chance to join the department committee where the laws were created. So that system was called as the policy of assertion. So this Councils Act of 1861 are very important features, only two important features. That is, first one, Indians were nominated to the Council of Viceroy as non-official member, not an official but is non-official member. The first chance given to Indians as a non-official members. The first important feature of 1861 Indian Councils Act, that is, this Indians, according to this act, Indians were nominated to the Council of Viceroy or the Executive Committee of Viceroy as non-official members. That is what the representation was given to Indians in the Council of Viceroy. That is in creating laws to know the ambition or the aspiration of Indians. Second one, Viceroy was authorized to proclaim or announce ordinances in case of emergency. In any case of emergency like war or any other problems, that is natural calamities, then the Viceroy also had an authority to proclaim or laws. That's why one more feature, important feature of this act was Viceroy was authorized to proclaim. Proclaim means to announce. Announce ordinances. Ordinances means the orders. Authoritative orders, that is called as ordinances in case of emergency. So these two are the important features of India Councils Act of 1861. So what was the main intention of implementing 1861 India Councils Act? The main intention was to allow Indians to participate in the process of creating laws. So this process was famously called as a policy of assertion, understanding the problems or the ambitions or the aspirations of Indians by the British government with the help of Indian representatives. That's why this act was passed. So after Indian Councils Act of 1861, next about India Councils Act of 1892. One more important Councils Act was introduced by British. So what was the importance of this Indian Councils Act of 1892? So it was a continuation. The Indian Councils Act of 1892 was a continuation of what? Continuation of India Councils Act of 1861. So here it extended the participation, first time participation. The chance was given for the Indians to participate in the creation of laws according to the Act of 1861. Extended this representation or the participation was extended according to the India Councils Act of 1892. So it extended the participation of Indians in the legislative bodies, not only in the creating laws but also it got, that is Indian, got chance, that is chance to participate in the legislative bodies of British government in India. That is the first thing, that is the main aim of implementation of Indian Councils Act of 1892 was to extend the participation of Indians in the legislative bodies. So here, why this expansion was took place? Why this British government extended the participation of Indians? What was the reason? The main reason was here the Congress, that is Indian National Congress, was established already, that is in the year 1885. So this Congress raised its critical view against British or expressed its critical views about the administration or the British administration in India. So here the critical view expressed by the Congress against administration, that is British administration in India. That's why British considered the critical opinions of Congress. That's why they extended the participation of Indians in the legislative bodies. The number of Indian members in the legislative bodies was increased. The main reason was critical opinion raised by Indian National Congress against British government in India or British administration in India. So then what are the important features of Indian Councils Act of 1892? The first one, the number of additional members in the regional and central legislative bodies was increased. So the first important feature is feature of this Indian Council Act was the number of regional legislative bodies and central legislative bodies. That is the member or the number of Indian members in regional legislative bodies and central legislative bodies were increased. That is the first feature of 1892 Indian Councils Act. The Legislative Council, second one, the Legislative Council's authority was increased to discuss about budget related issues. And here also, not only in regional legislative bodies and central legislative bodies, the number were increased, but here also in legislative council also, the number of Indian members were increased. Representation of Indians were increased. And here, why the reason was to discuss about the matter related to budget. Budget, what is budget? That is the annual estimation, that is an income and expenditure annually reported to a government or to the British, that was called as what a budget. So in order to deal or discuss about the matter, financial matter, that is nothing but financial matter. So in order to discuss about this budget, here the representation was increased in legislative council. Representation of whom? The representation of Indians was increased in a legislative council. That is one more important feature of Indian Councils Act of 1892. Next, third one, the provision. Provision means this act was allowed to question the government in public issues by serving 6 days notice in advance. So, related to any public issues, this Indian Council Act allowed the Indians to question against the government, British government, related to public issues. How? By serving or by giving 6 days notice, that is earlier in advance. Advance only, they had to give what? This notice to the British government. In this way, the public or the Indians could question British administration in India. That was one more important feature of Indian Councils Act of 1892. So the difference between 1861 Indian Councils Act and the Indian Councils Act of 1892. So the first year 1861, according to 1861, Indians were nominated to the Council of Viceroy as a non-official members. That is one important feature. Second one, Viceroy was authorized to proclaim ordinances during emergency. That is two important features of Indian Councils Act of 1861. So, don't be confused with the Indian Councils Act of 1861 and Indian Councils Act of 1892. Indian Councils Act of 1861 had only two features and Indian Councils Act of 1892 had three important features. That is here 1892 Indian Councils Act. According to that, the number of additional members in the regional and the central legislative bodies was increased. Number of Indian members was increased. The legislative council's authority was increased to discuss about budget. Budget, that is the matter related to the financial matters, that is about the income and expenditure related to that issues. And third one, provision was allowed to question the government in public issues by serving 6 days notice in advance. So this is about India Councils Act of 1861 and India Councils Act of 1892.